To build an LED circuit, we're going to need to connect the ground to the LED and the LED to power, so that way we have a complete circuit. To start, we are going to look on the analog side of our circuit and look for the G and D letters. That's going to stand for ground. We'll plug in G and D to the negative row, and the resistor will be in the same negative row because this is all connected horizontally, and the other end of the resistor will be on the short end of the LED. The LED will be bridging the gap of the breadboard, and we will have the long end of the LED on the other side of the gap. That will be connected to pin 12 in the digital side. Looking at the hover cam, you will need your Arduino board plugged in, your green LED or green wire or red wire. The reason we use specific colors is because green helps us identify with negative ends, and red helps us identify with power, or anything with color helps us identify something with power. So you will need an LED and a resistor. The first thing we're going to do is look for the analog side of this brain of the LED, and we're going to look a little bit higher and look for the letters G and D. Mine is in a white box, and that stands for ground. So I have this plugged into ground, and the typical way to do that is to look from straight up point of view, so that way you don't accidentally plug into the wrong hole, and then plug this into the negative line. So now anything connected to this negative line horizontally will be connected to the negative ground. For the LED, I'm going to plug this long end in across the gap away from the board, and I'm going to use line 5 as a reference. So I knew it was line 5 because this is line 5 right here. So the LED is plugged into line 5 on one side of the gap and line 5 on the other side of the gap. So this is the short end of the LED, and I'm going to take the resistor, and in the same line, line 5, I'm going to plug in one end of the resistor, and the other end will go into the negative line. So this is connected to the negative ground because this is horizontally connected, and these are vertically connected, so line 5 has the negative end of the LED. The positive end of the LED, this will also be in line 5, anywhere in the line, and then this will be connected to digital pin 12. So just like that. Digital pin 12 goes to line 5 across the gap with the long end of the LED. So we have power going from here up into the LED, and then through the resistor and back to the ground. Uploading the code, blink LED 1 second sketch, copy and paste this into CodeBender. So just to break this down before we run it, int LED pin equals 12, so we're declaring the variable LED pin as our LED, and we can change this to whatever we want. I just said LED pin. This is going to pin 12, and so that way we know when we plug into digital pin 12 it'll work. If we plugged into digital pin 11, this would not work. In void setup, we're setting up the program. We have to identify pin mode, so LED pin, the variable, is set to output. And in void loop, we have digital write, so we are saying we're taking digital and we're having it as an output, so our variable LED pin is on high, and that means it's going to be on. You'll notice that every time you highlight like LED pin, it'll highlight wherever else it is in the code, so if you typed it wrong, you'll notice that because it won't be highlighted. The delay is set for 1000 milliseconds, so it would be 1 second. It'll be on for 1 second, and then we have a digital write as low, so it'll turn off for 1 second, and then it'll just keep on repeating until we disconnect the circuit. So uploading this code, you do not need the serial monitor anymore because we are just working with physical objects. And what you'll notice is it'll blink for 1 second and turn off for 1 second.